Guys, how's it going? It is Friday evening after work and after supper, and I'm out in the garage. Uh, don't feel like doing a whole lot tonight, but I'm gonna do one job for sure. In the last video, I pressure tested the Rad, the original Rad for my old Mopar, my 71 Scamp, and turns out the Rad is good. Just had a broken mounting bracket, so I'm gonna fix that first thing. Just take a few minutes. And actually, a viewer suggested that I try soldering it on. So I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I want to have it ready because I want to swap it out on Sunday when the car and the truck are both home in case I have to run out and get parts and I got the car all apart. So yeah, Sunday's the day. So I want to get that cleaned up and out of my way, and then I'm going to get into this thing. What I want to do on this today is, or this weekend, is get it up in the air, get the rear fenders off, and um, finish my. Give me a second here. This is all screwed up. There we go. Yeah, get the running board brackets on and all that stuff. So I can get my running boards on and then permanently mount my rear fenders. They're just hanging on there by a couple of bolts on each side anyway, so it's not a big deal. But it'll be a lot easier to work on the running board brackets with the truck up in the air a little bit. And so that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, there's plenty to do, so might as well just get right to it. All right, I have my doubts, but I'm going to give it a shot. What a freaking mess. Turn the heat down a little bit. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, it's holding. How about that? I'll clean that up a little bit. Amazing. Never thought it would work. All right, so cleaned it up. You know, all the bits of solder and stuff that were all over it. And cleaned up the ground down the lumps of solder a little bit. And give it a quick shot of just some black primer just to clean it up. So it's ready to go in. Put the overflow tube back on. So yeah, it's ready to go in Sunday. So now I can go ahead and direct my attention to this guy and get it fixed up. So that'll be first thing in the morning. I'm going to have a cold beer and have another one after that. So that's how I'm going to spend my Friday evening after a long week of work. So there you go. Okay, first order of business, get this rear fender off. We said it's just a couple of bolts holding it on. You're just finger tight. All right, so now I can put this thing up in the air. So I'm going to move my camera back and reset. All right, we'll get this thing up in the air. Double check my lift points. All right, should be good. This looks a little funky to me. Should be all right. All right. So I'll show you what's going on here, what I got to finish up. Give me a second here. All right, so the way I set this up, I had welded in some studs for the front bracket because there's a cross member here and there's no way to bolt it right through. So I just tacked these in. I'm gonna finish welding them in and the other holes are already drilled and ready to go. So I'm drilled right through here for these 4. So because the rail is boxed in on the other inside edge, so just need longer bolts. And I have access to the rear bracket, wherever those are, right there. There's an opening in the inside of the frame where I can get a nut on the bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish welding these in, clean it up a little bit, maybe throw a splash of paint on it, and then I can put the running board brackets in place. So I'll come back after I weld that up. All right, so I'll give a little shot of paint there. So yeah, I'm ready to put these running board brackets in place. So let that set up a little bit. So when you're looking at these running board brackets, they're all different lengths. So you got 2 extra long ones, 2 medium ones, and 2 short ones. The longest one goes to the front, towards the front of the truck. I know that because this one, which is the passenger side one, is notched for the battery box. So this is the one that's going on first. So yeah, I'll clean up the dust off it and get ready to hang it. So there we go. All right, so I can't put the front bracket on because it interferes with the hoist. So it's got to be on the ground. I'm going to tighten these up. Got lock washers on there. That's not the best part. Have I told you lately that I'm an idiot? I'll explain in a minute. Where I welded the studs in for the front bracket, it's not even where the bracket goes. So it was a waste of time welding them in. What the? What the hell? Huh. There we go. All right, so show you what's going on. So for the front, I welded my studs there. They actually go in behind this bracket here. Where, there they are. Those 4 holes there. So, having said that, I think I'm going to have to... I can't even drill holes there. Damn it. I guess I'll have to weld 4 new studs. What an idiot. But you know, I'm looking at it from here, and you see that plate. I saw 4 holes. I assumed. Never assume. For that reason. So there we go. Screwed again. God damn it. Okay, because I'm such a dumbass, I'm not going to get this installed today, but the most important part was this rear bracket. And if you remember in a previous video, if you'd seen it, the rear brace or bracket for the running board was going to hit the fender. And a viewer wrote into me in comments that if you see under here, you see how these are straight. I'm gonna have to paint the underside of this anyway. This one here is angled towards the front of the truck. So what that means is this bracket, when it goes on, is going to be shimmed on these 2 holes here and here. So this is going to be angled out like so. So it avoids the fender and it lines up with the bracket. So it's probably something like 3 or 4 washers in there to angle it out. So, and when he wrote me that, I kind of remembered shims coming out of this thing when I took it off. I first disassembled this truck. So it kind of rang a bell. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to get a bunch of, I'm thinking 4 washers maybe. And we'll get this bracket on. And then I'm going to have to weld in some studs in here for those 4 holes. What a dummy. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, it is what it is. I still got to paint the underside of the running boards anyway. I thought I had done that already. I don't know where my head is at. All right, so got 2 brackets on, like the song says, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's terrible, actually. So what I did was I used a nut as a spacer. I think it's a 3/8 nut. These are 5/16 bolts. So just between the bracket and the frame, and the angle looks pretty close to what the running board is going to be. So if I have to, I could always loosen this off and just slide like a body shim into those, and it'll angle it out even more. But I think I'm pretty close there. So yeah, that's about as far as I'm going to get. As you can see, the brackets are, you know, below the arms of the hoist, so I can't even test fit the running board with it up in the air. And while it's up, this is the time to weld the studs in and do whatever I got to do. I still got to do all this crap on the other side too, but getting in there, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Got to clean that up and weld some studs in there and do the same thing on the other side. I'm glad I didn't already do the ones on the other side, because that would have been 8 studs I welded in for nothing instead of just the 4. What a dumbass. Anyway, and that, and plus take a wire brush to the underside of the running board and, you know, get some rust paint on there, some trim clad, clean it up, and yeah. So I guess we won't be installing running boards until next video. Bummer. Can't believe I did that. How stupid. Anyway, that's about all I have time for. Okay, well, there you go. You know, that's what happens. You see 4 holes and you think, geez, yeah, that lines up perfect. I didn't even test it. I just welded the studs in and assumed those were the ones, because the other ones are kind of hidden. You don't really see them. So That's what happens when you assume. Made an ass of you and me, as they say. So anyway, it is what it is. Um, so I'll get them welded in after this video is done editing, and get those running boards on in the next video. That way I can put my rear fenders on for good, and call all the body pieces pretty much done. It'll just be the bumper and the tailgate left to get on this truck. Yeah, so last night I was watching YouTube live storm chasing guys down around Iowa and Nebraska. It was like an outbreak of 80 plus tornadoes or something like that. It was crazy. A lot of live footage, and it just one after the other. I think one town even got hit with two separate tornadoes, less than an hour or about an hour apart. Craziness, man. So I know I have a few viewers down that way, so I hope everyone's all right. If you like the content, please subscribe. I truly would appreciate it, and help me build the channel. And you know, tell your buddies, tell your chums, and all that stuff. Help spread the word. Don't be shy. Leave comments. I try and get to all of them. And yeah, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. And don't be a dumbass like me. Later, guys.